What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another sports video. Welcome back to another video. We have done it. Hey, I know I'm like, how many days? 6 days late, 5 days late. However many days is late. Don't matter. All that matters is that I'm here now. The University of Michigan has won their first ever college football playoff national championship and their first ever national championship since 1997. The year I was born. It's been 26 years since they won a national championship. 26. Can't say 27 because the year just got here. So 26 years. And I just want to say, it has been, a ride as a Michigan fan in the 21st century. We have had some winning seasons, but we just couldn't get it to the national championship, the BCS. And we could have went to the BCS championship in 2006 against not against Alabama, but against Ohio State. When it was 1-2 and we only lost by 7 points. But they did the right thing and said, you know what? Even though you could potentially have a rematch, how the BCS computers worked back then was that everybody was fair. It wasn't based on the eye test or, well, you are the number 2 seed, because people doing that now basically saying Georgia still should have got in along with Alabama, even though they lost to Alabama. So it was saying Michigan, Washington, Georgia, and Alabama, which that doesn't even make sense. How you gonna have Alabama in? Move. How you gonna have Alabama in and not Texas? And Texas beat them. So that was another, stupid type of comparison. Well, everybody wanted Florida State to get in, and we wouldn't want Florida State to get in. We were just saying that it makes the most sense that Florida State should be in because they're 13-0 as a Power 5 conference champion. I don't care if the SEC was terrible. The SEC had a better win percentage against the SEC than the SEC did. Like, come on, now. The ACC against the SEC this year, they had a winning record against the SEC. So how can y'all say, well, they had a weak schedule? Didn't seem that goddamn weak to me. If they was weak, it's because the SEC was on their schedule. North Carolina against South Carolina, blew them out the water. Clemson against South Carolina, beat them, and this was Clemson down year. Oh yeah, Clemson beat another SEC opponent, Kentucky, in a bowl game. So it's just like, what are y'all trying to say here? Everybody keep on saying SEC, this, it just means more. But y'all just want the SEC in because it's the SEC and ESPN loves the SEC. If you want to go back in history, go back to the SEC first logo. It was the same as ESPN, or it was the same as the NCAA logo. It just had SEC on it, meaning that the SEC is the NCAA. They want them to be in. But that's neither here or there. It's whatever. Michigan wins. Michigan, all the hate is even on my TikTok. I'm going to put my description of my TikTok down below, and over the link of my TikTok in the description down below, so y'all can view that one. I literally said on my TikTok that everybody was thinking that Michigan was scared to play Alabama because of the reaction. And then that's what everybody started making him like, oh, Michigan is scared of Alabama. They're going to beat Michigan to death. And what happened? 27-20 in overtime, and stopped them on 4th and goal. And not only that, went to the national championship against the high-passing Washington offense that everybody said, Michigan can't handle this offense. How are they going to stop down Roma Doomsday and McMillan and, Polk? How are they going to stop them with Michael Penix? 34-13. Now, it wasn't a dominating game, but we made them uncomfortable throughout the whole game. The whole game. And I know it sounds like that I'm frustrated. It's not really frustrated. It's just, I'm just so tired of the naysayers saying this and that about a team that they don't have no clue about. Michigan has went through adversity all year. First, it was the Burgergate. That's why Coach Harbaugh suspended himself for the first 3 games. Then came back, and right before the Michigan game, because of what we did to Indiana, and for real, it all started with Greg Schiano basically saying, oh, some things aren't right. That's going to come out later, but some things aren't right. We could just tell. Because their team was getting stopped. And, oh, we've been a good team all year. Now that we play Michigan, we can't score on them. Duh. And it wasn't even like that. It was 14-7 at halftime. So it wasn't even like he was out of the game. Oh, some things not right. So they looked to the NCAA investigating us. Oh, sign stealing right before the Michigan State game. Ain't that a coincidence? Sign stealing. And then they try to say for player safety. And people don't even go into detail about how stupid this statement is. They just say it's just absurd. They're not even fit to continue with it. But I'm finna go into detail how stupid this statement is. Player safety. Since when does sign stealing have something to do with player safety? So that means if I steal your sign, that's going to make the team malicious to want to hurt you guys? What is player safety about? Of sign stealing? I didn't know that sign stealing means that you are going to hurt somebody or put them at risk of getting hurt. I don't understand that. Then the Connor Stallions then suspended them for the last 3 games from Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State. Came back against Iowa, coached against Alabama. Post Connor Stallions, coached against Washington, in their 15-0 with a national championship. And what did the NCAA say? Michigan won fair and square. Basically saying that all this shit that went on, yes, it was a violation, but the sign stealing really didn't do nothing. Michigan won fair and square. And everybody was so happy that because they thought the NCAA was going to vacate it. This shows right here the NCAA isn't going to vacate it. And for all the haters that wanted it to be vacated, is not going to be vacated. I have never seen a team or fans of different teams want one team to be vacated so bad in my life. And it's always when it comes to Michigan. When it's another team, you don't see it. When it's another team, you definitely don't see it. But with us, it's always vacate. They're not good enough. They can't compete enough. They're not tough enough. And we have shown you. Beat number 10 Penn State. Beat number 2 Ohio State. Beat number 17, still the best defense, one of the best defenses in the league, Iowa. Then beat number 4 Alabama. Then beat number 2 Washington. We went through 4 ranked teams to be national champions. 4. What y'all got to say now? 4 ranked opponents. And 3 of those was in the top 5. Actually, 3 of those was in the top 2. Top 3. Alabama, Ohio State, before they fell down because they lost, they was number 2. Alabama was number 4. Then we beat Washington, who was the new number 2. I mean, like, come on, nah. 3 of those opponents were top 3. But y'all gonna look at the sign stealing and try to negate this championship. Even Paul Feinbaum was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Jim Harbaugh his props. They won fair and square. It would not be tainted. After the post-Connor Stallions, I did not think they would win, and they won. They won. They beat Alabama. They beat Washington, who has been held to a season low 13 points the whole year. Michigan been doing that the whole year, and we're seeing it. They've been doing it. Now, all of a sudden, it would not. Why do we have to prove something? Why? Why do we have to prove something every time? And why does the season, and why do we have to host a trophy for y'all to finally say, you know what, we were wrong? Why can't y'all be wrong after we beat Ohio State? Why can't y'all be wrong then? Because everybody was hoping that we lose one of those games. And they was hoping that we lose against Alabama so they could say the same old thing about Jim Harbaugh. You aren't on the level of Coach Nick Saban. You aren't on the level of this. The sign stealing is have shown you sold signs, and when it came to a real team, you can't beat them. And he had to prove them all wrong. Buffed up on national TV to show people I'm just a great coach. I'm just a great coach. Sorry that y'all don't like me, but I'm just a great coach. I'm just a great coach. But anyway, so happy that my Michigan Wolverines came out on top. Had confidence in them all the way into the playoffs. Even when Alabama was, revealed to be our opponent, I still had confidence like this team is different. Like, this team is up for that challenge because of the brotherhood they have built. Most teams don't have brotherhood. As you can see in the NFL now, look at the Eagles. That's not brotherhood. And that's the city of brotherly love. They don't have brotherhood. Just because a person not getting the ball or not getting a touchdown, there's no love. But with us, those receivers haven't even eclipsed over 1,000 yards. I guarantee you over 100 colleges got at least 1,000-yard receiver on their team, and Michigan don't. And we won the national championship. And they didn't score a touchdown in the national championship either. It was all the running backs. Literally. Blake Corum twice, Donovan Edwards twice, and 2 field goals. 2 field goals. And those receivers are national champions. That's brotherly love right there. That's a brotherhood. I don't have to score. I don't have to get 1,000 catches. I don't have to get over 1,000 yards to play for my team. I can impact it in a blocking game. Those receivers would rather block than catch a pass. As long as my dog win, we win. And it showed. Those who stay will be champions. And it's crazy that a lot of people that transfer, and it's just like, why would you transfer? Like Andrell Anthony, I get you. You was like below the depth chart, but you was still getting some time. You was still getting playtime. RJ Moten, why? You were still a starter on that defense. You see how they had Sab in, and they were switching, safeties? That was you in the rotation. But because y'all have an ego, y'all don't want to be in the rotation. Y'all want to be the starter. Moore, who sealed it up for Ohio State, who sealed it up for Michigan with that interception against Ohio State. He wasn't getting playing time like that. It was between you and another guy. And he didn't transfer. He said, my time gonna come. I'm gonna rotate in. My brother's getting it. We winning. Oh well, that's a brotherhood. But y'all don't want brotherhood. Y'all want to be the star. And once y'all realize that if y'all put the team before me, sports would be a lot better, and sports would have a better competition playing field. But because everybody want the stats and want the glory, It will never be like that. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you're a Michigan fan, tell me how you feeling right now, because I know you're feeling good. Tell me what you think we're going to do next year. You know, was this the best Michigan team of all time? In my opinion, yes, because we are the first ever team to go 15-0, go through 4 ranked opponents at the end. Well, not the first, like the second. Go through 4 ranked opponents towards the end of the schedule and basically dominate every game. Even though if it don't appear on the scoreboard, it appears on the stat sheet. Dominated every game. So to me, this is even first above that 1997 team. And I love that 1997 team, even though I didn't watch them play, of course, because I was just being born. But I watched highlights of it and how they were as a team. That defense was serious. This defense was serious too. But yeah, tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Ring that notification bell too. Ring it.